Hello, Year 7. It's Friday, the last day of term. We start summer very soon, tomorrow, in fact. Some of you may have already begun, and we're not in A5. I'm sorry, I'm in Mr. James's room again for the second time this week. But it doesn't matter, because we have the final lesson, and I've been itching to share this with you. So, what have I been getting so excited about? Well, every year I do this, and every year I get students to produce their own TPs. Here's one, here's some, there's two in fact, and these are brilliant. That one's upside down. That one's quite nice, I like that one. That one's got a little, see that at the back there? Brilliant. There's this one, this is last year's, Year 7s in case you're wondering, and they look beautiful. And every year I try and get you to create your own TPs, which I then turn into an Indian village. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've been unable to do that this year for a whole host of reasons, but mainly the lockdown. And when you come back in September, I probably won't have an Indian village. I had to rip these from their mounting and housing because, well, yeah, I had to. So what I'd like you to do is to decorate and create your own teepee. You can have it at home, and that would be amazing. And then you can bring them in if you wish to show them off a little bit. Obviously, they have to go back home, and I apologize. I'm unable to keep your wonderful creations this year. But on the plus side, that means you get to keep them yourselves. So how do you get to do this? Well, you do this through this. You'll find this template on the Show My Homework, and you'll find the instructions at the top there. Now, what I usually do is show how this works. It's going to be difficult for me to do that this time because, well, I can't really show you in real time. But what I can do instead is explain how this template works. This curved section here is the bottom of the TP. This pointy bit here is the top of the TP. So if I take this one, sorry whoever this is, I'm going to have to damage theirs. Hold on, bear with me. This makes me feel so bad. So there on the inside, you can see that same thing. That's how it works. That curved edge is the bottom. See that? The flap marked A, that's this one here, goes around and attaches to the other side, like so. These two bits at the top, therefore, with the pointy bit, can you see the pointy bit? It's not very well cut, but it's still there. These two bits either side of it are supposed to be the chimney flaps. Now, ideally, you'd decorate the inside and outside of those flaps. Several students have. Here's a very good example of the outside of the flaps being decorated. I have an example here of the inside. No, just the outside again. They're supposed to be decorated both sides. Has anybody done this? Nope. Not that I can find. But the idea is you use, where's it gone? You use a decoration. Now, as you can see, the difficulty here is if you do a straight line on here, it ends up being weirdly curved when you make your teepee. To make a line like this, a series of lines, all those lines are curved. Now they take for a point somewhere just above the pointy bit at the top there, and they use a compass to draw around the edge on a circle. Because you remember, the outer edge is curved, and that is so that it becomes a cone. The top bit here is not where you put your compass point. Your compass point will be slightly above it, around about here, on the same line as that there. This would be cut out, and when you put those two tabs, A and A, underneath this section, that will form a door. Use the back of the instructions to cut a circle to make a cover for the door, like the Native Americans would have done. These are the chimney flaps. You cut them out, you fold them back, and then you've got to decorate both sides. Now you can decorate this side of the template, or you can decorate the other side of the template. But the idea is you decorate it. And the idea is that your decoration looks something like one of these, and your decoration reflects the tribe you're part of. Now you've got to have been able to find a tribe that you can able to research their artistic approach and their culture. So for example, the Sioux are really into lines, and lines that are sort of angular rather than circular, whereas The Hidatsa were very much into minimal decoration and stories. The Hidatsas, I do apologize. The Comanche were very into circles and colors. So you have to find what your tribe would have created. So that's relatively easy to do. If you've done a Plains Indian tribe, as I asked, then you should be able to find some examples of their teepees either today or from the past, and they will follow those basic ideas that you can then, well, poach and use for yourself. You can understand, I hope, where they're coming from. Now, if you want, you can go with the buffalo hunt story that you actually made yourselves. You could use that as a basis to decorate your teepee. That would be perfectly acceptable and perfectly fine. So far, so authentic. Ideally, you'd colour it all in. In a lesson, you've only got a certain amount of time. It's why some of the examples I have here, for example, this one, ran out of time or weren't able to make the teepee the right colour. You guys have all the time you need and as much as you're willing to do, and I'm hoping this will be an enthusiastic response. So please, please, please colour in the full teepee, put your designs on and then colour it so that it looks like it's made out of buffalo hide. In a lesson, I would ask that these be printed out on card. I would have provided the card for you. At home, make them out of paper. Make multiples. Make an entire village if you wish. Please submit what you produce. It'll be amazing. And I realise that most of the submissions will be into the summer holidays, but I will feed back, I promise, because I am itching to see what you come up with. It's one of my favourite parts of the year. And I do enjoy this lesson. It's why I've saved it till last. I'm hoping that you will enjoy it too. Use the resources. I've put this, the PowerPoint that you can see over there, that bit, and the previous one, that bit, on the Show My Homework. So you've got some ideas for designs, and you've also got the actual template itself. I hope that I've managed to explain to you how best to use it, and I hope that it's something that you're enthusiastic about and keen to try. You should be. And I'm really, really genuinely looking forward to the teepees that you produce, and any way you have of submitting those, whether it's by a photograph or whether it's by colouring in electronically and then sending me the template, and I will print it off for you and try and supply it to you next year in your new Year 8 form. I'll have to find a way of safely visiting and dropping them off for you. I am genuinely stoked to see what you come up with. You'd have a full lesson in actuality. We would also probably share food. Obviously, we can't do that. So do it with some food. Have a celebratory atmosphere. Do it with other people. Do it online. Do it over Zoom. Do it over any kind of, well, you've got Microsoft Teams now. Do it over any kind of chat you wish with a friend. Make it a communal activity in whatever way is most safe and still fun for you to do so. Get your family to make them. Why not? Badger them until they concede. If you've got older siblings, even better. If you've got younger siblings, great, they will happily join you. But have fun with it, and I'm hoping that this was worth waiting for. Thank you all very much for everything you've done. Yes, if you don't like cringy moments, now is a good time to end the video. Enjoy creating the teepees. I look forward to seeing them. I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, if you're still here, you don't mind cringy moments. So, cringy moment time. Thank you, Year 7. Over these last 16 weeks of whatever this is, the pandemic, I suppose, it has been difficult for everybody. And I know that you guys have faced challenges, and so have I. But one of the things that's kept me going, genuinely, and allowed me to not grow too despondent, is you guys. From the very beginning, you as a form and as individuals have been submitting work and interacting with the posts that I put on Show My Homework. That has been amazing. It has allowed me, I hope, to keep making lessons that are fun and also feel like I'm doing something useful. I said in the last video, some of you have absolutely flown, and all of you have kept going. And that has been inspiring. It's kept me going. It's allowed me to feel like I'm doing something useful. And I don't know what you felt like over the last 16 weeks, but that kind of contact and that kind of feedback has been important. I hope I have given you back a fraction of what you have given me in terms of your enthusiasm and in terms of your willingness to try things that are difficult. Liam, in particular, you have been phenomenal. Amy as well. I could name everybody in the form, and I'm not going to. That I've already named a bunch of people in the last video as well. But it has been awe-inspiring. You have been great. To all of the people that have supported you, to all of the people that have tried so hard, to all the people that when you've got confused have got in touch on your behalf to say, look, I don't get it. Thank you. Thank you all. If I've ever been anything less than appreciative, please have my apologies, because I am deeply appreciative of everything you've done. Do show this to your parents too, or anyone else that's helped you in this time, because it means a lot. I hope it's been worth it for you guys. I hope that you've been able to do even half the tasks, and I hope that it's been a learning experience. Education, and history in particular, but all subjects really, is about more than grades. It's about more than feedback on a report card. It's about more than learning things, though I hope you've learned something during this pandemic. It's about making you better people. It's about joining you in the joy that you have to learn new things. The idea you have to learn how to learn is ridiculous. Sure, you can learn how to learn better, but you all know how to learn. And the idea that learning is somehow different to fun is ridiculous. Human beings, by our very nature, are a curious species. We like to know things and we like to learn new things. I hope that you've been challenged. I hope that you don't always agree with the points of view I've come across, because that is what makes history. It's what makes it brilliant. It's what's going to make you better people in the future. And if we've learned nothing else over the last 16 weeks, it's how important it is to work together and to share what we do know. Thank you, Year 7. I won't have you next year in the timetable, and that is my loss, but your gain. Whoever you get for history, you will have a fantastic service. I know all of my colleagues and the new ones coming in next year, and they are excellent. You will be well looked after, and you will enjoy history going forward. Of course you will. Of course you will. And sure, you'll find it difficult too. Of course you will, because that's what education is here to do. We're here to take what you can do and challenge you to do more. That's what it's all about. The grades, yeah, they're important, but they're not as important as your learning, as your enjoyment, and as your improvement as people. That's what this is all about. Thank you, Year 7. You've been amazing. If you have been, thank you for watching. Make good decisions. Look after those around you. Stay safe out there.